I am the interviewer. My name is Anita Bowser. Today is December 19th, 2024. Can you tell me your name?
My name is Linda Peifer.
Hi, Linda. So, how long have you lived in this community?
Well, I was born in Butler. I lived here with the exception of the 12 years I lived in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So I've lived here my whole life, except those 12 years.
What are some of your earliest or fondest memories of the library?
I began coming to the library probably as a toddler or 4 or 5-year-old. My aunt loved the library and she used to bring me. My grandma loved the library and she used to bring me. My mom always worked, so I was with my aunt and my grandma a lot. And they lived on American Avenue over on the West End, and we could walk. So we walked up to the library, and if it was my grandma or my aunt, they would get books for them and then take me into the children's library, and we would pick out some books for me and then carry them back home. And that's probably my first memories of the library.
Do you remember what kind of books you picked?
Probably the classics. I'm going to say most of them were Little Red Riding Hood, Gingerbread Man, those kinds of things at that age.
And then you became an educator.
I was a teacher for 8 years and an elementary school principal for 30 years. That's correct.
So libraries were important.
Yes, absolutely.
As you got older, did you continue to go to the library?
Once I was old enough that I could walk uptown by myself from my grandma's house, I did that. Yeah, and I would meet I had a friend that lived on Institute Hill, and she would come down and we would meet here and we would go through the books and pick some books that we were going to read. That was probably 5th and 6th grade, I would think, would be that at that time of the year. So, yes, I except for a period of time when I was an adult raising a son who I brought to the library. I used the library for myself most of my life.
So now you work in the library?
I do. I work here 2 days a week. When I retired as an elementary school principal, I knew that I wanted to work somewhere. And my aunt saw the posting for a position at the library, and I couldn't imagine anywhere else that I would enjoy working in my retirement. And so I applied, and I was lucky enough to get hired. So yes, I work 2 days a week in the reference department.
And what do you do?
Well, at the library currently, I handle the magazines. When they come in, I register them on the magazine website. Then I catalog them, and then I swap them out in the magazine department. And at the end of the year, I create a new record for I'll begin creating 2025 records for the magazines that we're going to continue into 2025. I also order all the fiction for the adult department. I staff the reference desk 2 days a week, half days at both of those. I take care of I do a long in transit report where I look at books that maybe through someone's mistake or, just something that happened and they ended up back on the shelf without getting checked in, and I find those books so that they can be checked in and be back in the system.
You enjoy it?
I love it, yeah. Yeah. I work with great people. I like every task that I do. I really enjoy doing. It's not that there's one that I'm like, oh no, I don't like to do that. I enjoy everything about the library. And plus I'm here and I get to check out books and see what's new that's coming in and have some input into what's new that's coming in also.
So now that you work in a library, are there any elements of the library or your work in the library that strike you as different from your previous conception of what it was to be in
Yes,
the library?
I had no idea. In my mind, the library was a place where you came to find books you wanted to read and check them out and be on your way. I had no idea of all the other things that a library provides for the community. The service that it provides for people that struggle with using their cell phone or technology, the referrals people make for the Center for Community Resources when people come in. After I started working in the library, the first winter I was here, a woman came in. I was working in the evening, and a woman came in, and she had just gotten off the bus. And she had no idea where to go or what to do. She said she had no relatives in the area, and it was probably 7:30 in the evening. It was a cold, snowy night, and she was drawn to the library for someone to help her. And we were able to connect her with CCR, and they put her up in a hotel for that night until they could get things organized, but those were the kinds of things I never expected people would come to a library for. In my mind, it was books, and there's a whole lot more to it than that.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Just that I hope that people can continue to grow libraries. I know that the digital world is expanding more and more, but there's so much value in coming into a library and looking for a good book and carrying that tangible book home with you and being able to sit down and I hope that young moms will bring their kids in and get a start with picture books, and it's still an important component of education and being literate is being able to use a tangible book, and I hope that that won't fade as time goes on.
Thank you, Linda.
Yep.